I'm Bill Corcoran Jr., and I'm your host for the On the Stacks podcast. Today, I'm chatting with Neil Edley, Chief Innovation Officer at Sugar Plum Chocolates. What's up, podcast episode 38. Welcome to the On the Stacks podcast, Neil. How are you?
I'm good. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. You brought a lot of goodies. We're going to have a little sugar rush just in time for the holidays.
Awesome.
So thanks for... I get to keep all this, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I hope so.
So tell them what you just ate.
I just ate some of your Thai chili nuts.
Yum.
Sounds good, right?
Yes.
No, but in all seriousness, you do have some nice nuts.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, but obviously, you brought a lot of different chocolate and nuts and beef jerky, and we'll get into all the products and everything you do in a little bit. But let's first start with a little background on Neil.
Absolutely. It's so great to be here on the Stacks. So it started in 1995, Sugar Plum Chocolates, a long, long time ago. I started with Fran Edley, my mother, who is still with us, our Chief Chocolate Officer, around a little circle table on South Main Street in Wilkes-barre, Pennsylvania. We started with a little microwave and some popcorn and some chocolate, and it turned into this big monster today.
So what about before Sugar Plum? Like what did you do prior to Sugar Plum that kind of,
There was always baking going on in the house.
Okay.
So what's exciting now is we're going into the holiday season, and whenever people come to our house, unfortunately this year with COVID,
it's a little different.
It's very different. But our immediate family, we always are in the kitchen. Everybody's always hanging around the island as we're cooking and baking, and that's our enjoyment place. And our recipes are just lineage of my family. Food goes back a long, long time from my grandfather to great-grandfather. And I'm so happy to carry this on as a legacy.
So it started at a kitchen table.
Yes.
How?
We just started making our chocolate-covered popcorn and chocolate potato chips. And
those were some of the first products?
Oh, those were some of the first products. And we just kept adding and adding and adding. And now we have these beautiful baskets.
Yeah.
Which they are different than from the original. We did COVID-tize them so that they're all singly wrapped and safe to eat. If you do have guests around, our old mountains were open and exposed, and everybody always loved congregating around them to eat them, but we had to make some changes for the new season this year.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and we just want people to have a little taste of happiness. That's our tagline. My mother came up with that. And I mean, whenever I bring Sugar Plum around, there's always a smile on your face.
I'm smiling.
Oh, absolutely. You did. You still have a little chocolate on your lip,
whoops.
too.
Oh,
from that chocolate bar you were eating. It's just really awesome, our Sugar Plum products.
So prior to you getting into the business with Fran Edley, you had some experiences. You worked in New York City, right?
Yes, I did. So when I graduated high school, I went off to Providence, Rhode Island, and I studied culinary, and I studied pastry arts as well as management, and I combined them all together. I always wanted to open a restaurant. That was always the dream, but sometimes dreams change. So I went, and I was supposed to go to Dublin, Ireland to do my wonderful internship. And like COVID, mad cow disease came around. And I was supposed to be at the Four Seasons in Dublin, Ireland, and that got canceled. So where did I go? To Kingston, Pennsylvania to work at Sugar Plum Chocolates. Well, it could always be worse.
Yeah.
So I worked with Mom every day, and we started actually doing wholesale that year.
And what year was that?
That was in it was either 1999 or 2000.
And this was your college internship years?
Yes, from Johnson Johnson and Johnson. No,
Yeah.
Johnson and Wales University. And we so I did my internship. One of the managers did all my gradings, and my project was to develop a wholesale line for Sugar Plum. And in that year, we started with 1-800-Flowers. There were boxes everywhere, from the house to, we had to rent a warehouse over on Schuyler Avenue, to the store. They were everywhere. We were shipping boxes nationwide. We had 2 different size gifts with them that year. And it just like exploded. And that was in the beginning of e-commerce, when Amazon, I mean, we've been on e-commerce since 1996.
Wow.
Our first store was locally built online, and we started with Amazon that year, and Amazon was nowhere to the size of where it is today. And it's just amazing online how it's evolved over the past, well, it's going to be 26 years. March 1st, we turned 26.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Celebrating the 25th.
Yes,
right?
It's very exciting. And we thought we would do some more exciting things this year, but we're doing our best with COVID.
Yeah.
You got to do what you get with lemon. What's that saying with lemonade? When you're given lemons, make lemonade.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you
So
go.
we do our best.
Yeah.
So, the 1-800-Flowers.
So by the way, how did that even? So like that was your college
One of our
project.
customers. It was my college project.
So like how did it happen?
One of our customers loved our product and introduced it to them, and they came to me. And that's where I got the idea from. And ever since then, we just started developing products. And then Rachel.
So what'd you do? Did you reach out to them?
So no, one of our customers reached out to them and said, "You got to try this chocolate covered popcorn from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania." So they reached out to us, and that's how it started with them. And then we sent a gift to somebody in New York City, and they just fell in love with the product, and we wound up being in Henri Bendel's, which is unfortunately no longer around, which was a famous landmark department store on Fifth Avenue. And ever since then, we just started developing new products with the chocolate. And then 25 years later, we now do from chocolate to cheese to beef jerky. It's crazy.
And nuts.
You're
nuts, man.
I am nuts.
Yeah.
And
I already knew that.
Some of the nuts are so spicy. It's like, it just knocks you out to Jupiter. It's crazy.
That's far.
It's far. Very far.
That is far.
But they're really freaking good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I have had some of them, by the way.
Oh, they're so good. So like we are a global company with a small boutique feel, and we really like to give unique flavors. From our Thai chili to coconut curry, we use massaman, which is a Thai style of curry. They do use that in Indian food as well, but we really like to give out of the box flavors, and we're always 3 years ahead on trend before it's really big. We started making Thai chili products back in 2012 before the whole sriracha thing exploded. We were the first to have sriracha peanuts, sriracha chocolate bars, and sriracha chocolate covered pretzels. And we started making a sriracha powder. I was written up in San Francisco Eater for our uniqueness and our flavors. And we were working on partnering with Haifeng Sriracha back then, but it just, something happened and it just didn't work out. But we always have used their sriracha. And then to this day, we wanted something even hotter, so we formulated our own. So if you do try our sriracha peanuts, they will make you cry.
Are some of those here right now?
Actually, yes.
All right.
They're in that damn man bucks.
The damn man.
Damn man. Damn man. Everybody wants some damn man snacks.
Yeah. Snacks guys love.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the commercial.
Yes.
And these can be purchased on Amazon, correct?
On Amazon or sugar-plum.com.
Okay. Cool.
Absolutely.
So you talked about the uniqueness of some of the flavors and some of the things you talked about being, years ahead of, some of the competition, we'll say. So where, like, how do you come up with these flavors? Like, do you have, is there research you do?
It's all the travel I've done over the years, and I have like a box that I've always compiled ideas, and I just, every time I have an idea, write it down on a piece of paper and put it into my idea box.
So tell me a little bit about your traveling. Where have you gone? Where have you gotten inspiration from?
Oh, from traveling all over Asia to the Middle East, Australia. Like, if you ask for a nice coffee in Australia, you're going to get a coffee with a scoop of ice cream in it. If you ask for like a Sprite, you're going to get bitters you'll get bitters inside of seltzer, like sparkling water. It's so good. So being global is very different. Having your eyes open and learning from new cultures, it's very intriguing to me. I love language. People ask me, like, what do you like? So I tell them I love languages, I love culture, and I love food. Those are my 3 major passions. I just love to learn. And going to a country, it's not about going to a museum. It's about having a friend in that country and having a dinner around their table and seeing how they just enjoy family, culture, the language. It's just amazing to really experience it.
Yeah.
I really love that.
So you've just taken notes from everywhere you've
Absolutely.
gone and you brought them home, and
yes, it's just always having these ideas.
yeah. Now you got all these different flavored nuts.
Totally.
Chocolate bars and what else?
Oh my God. The new cheese is just so
yeah, what is that?
The bruschetta cheese is just, it's kick-ass. We got to open one of these bottles of wine and have some bruschetta cheddar with some nuts.
Sounds good to me.
Salted cashew.
Yeah. So, you talked about, a couple different, the uniqueness of the flavors and stuff. So is that what you would say kind of sets you apart from your competition?
Absolutely.
You mentioned you being kind of boutique.
Yes.
So
everything's
talk about that
small batch made. Nothing's made in a giant machine where we're pumping out thousands an hour and where it's automatically bagged. We still hand bagged today. Everything is the labels put on with love by hand. Nothing's fully automated. So
and you make all this stuff right here in Kingston,
right?
Pennsylvania.
No, 44.
44. I'm sorry.
Right on Dilly Street, silly Dilly.
That's right.
Yes,
Dilly Street.
You've been there.
It's a very fitting name for.
I know.
It's a very fitting street.
Dilly.
Yeah, Dilly.
As I drink
like a
I
dilly
drink
bar.
my beer.
Yeah.
Dilly.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not drinking Bud Light, by the way.
Oh, unfortunately.
Yeah. But
we
Dilly
are
Dilly.
drinking local beer from Susquehanna Brewing Company. I'm enjoying my sunny spot right now. It's actually very refreshing.
Good. Glad you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you for running that ad for me.
No problem.
It was not an ad, but it probably sounded like
no,
one.
but actually we have 2 flavored nuts with SBC. We locally infused. They have they're available there.
Oh, they have them in the tasting room.
At the tasting room.
Right,
yes.
at SBC Brewery in Pittston?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, so one is the West Coast Ipa. It's so good. So it actually tastes, if you drink it with a cold beer, if you eat it with a cold beer, it tastes like cereal. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really wild. You have to try it. It's with the hop accelerator. It has like a hint of citrus and IPA, but it's not like so IPA where it's like drinking like astringent cut cleaner.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So what is your manufacturing process like?
What is our process like? Depends.
Like how does it start? I mean,
how does it start? So first we make a test batch before we even go to make a life size batch. And we test and test and test, and we have people that there's no harm. There's no harm. Yes, there's no harm in the animals. Yeah. we harm.
You harm me.
We harm humans.
Yeah.
By having them taste.
Yes, and I've been a taste tester myself.
So yeah, absolutely. So with people tasting, and they write their comments down. And back in the day, I actually was a taste tester for Bazooka in Duryea. It was crazy. I would go there and
The gum, right?
we would chew the gum, and we would have to they'd give us like saltines, and you'd have to clear your palate, and we'd have to write all different kind of comments about the products that we were tasting. It was pretty cool.
So you are like the R&D guy.
I am the R&D guy. My title is Chief Innovation Officer.
What does that mean?
Innovation being having different flavors. Innovation is uniqueness and to innovate, to be different.
What about as far as like challenges? Do you guys have any challenges as far?
Always.
Like what are some big challenges that you've had in your career, and how did you overcome them?
So I once ruined a 200-pound batch of chocolate. We were making these zombie. What was it? It was like a zombie brain for a company, and we ruined the whole batch of chocolate by coloring it the wrong color.
Ooh.
No, we were making zombie bunnies, and we ruined the color came out like Statue of Liberty green. So what did I do? Instead of throwing it out, that's where zombie bars came into play.
Oh, really?
And those have been featured on the Food Network.
Oh, that's funny.
So, like I said,
so a mistake turned into
it's always a mistake that gets turned into positiveness.
So that's how the zombie bar was created, by a mistake.
And we threw in a little bit of crunchies to it to give you that crunchy bite.
Like you're eating a brain.
Like you're eating a brain. Yes.
Have you ever eaten a brain?
Cow brains.
Oh. How was that?
That was delicious. Chilled cow brains is a delicacy.
Interesting.
It's very good. But
so a mistake of a coloring of the chocolate turned into zombie. I never knew that.
Yeah. And so that's how we turned it into a positive.
Yeah. That's cool.
This has happened multiple times. Yeah. So it always looks easy on the other side to do things in large production when it's needed.
But it's probably much harder to do on a smaller boutique scale.
It's really hard. Very hard.
Why?
It's just because to have to make so many of one thing. It's very tedious. It's
and you do everything. You said you bag everything by hand. You label everything by hand.
Absolutely, and that's what gives it the quality.
Yeah,
it's like that's why the bag is so impossible to open.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to eat one of those.
Thai chili.
Yeah, one of those things on the stacks, and I couldn't get the freaking thing open to save my life.
we like to keep it sealed for freshness.
It was sealed. I can attest to that for real. So let's talk a little bit more about your products. We got the holidays coming up. Do you have any new products coming out?
Oh my God, do we have new products coming out?
I really don't know. I honestly
we have so many new products. Well, we have our new cheese and nuts box, which has 3 flavors of cheese. It has the cheddar, it has the cheddar bacon, and it has the Jack bruschetta. And it comes with 3 different flavored nuts. It has pecans inside and cashews and a peanut. It's so delicious. We have our Damn Man products for the manly guy. Those are really great. And also we're coming out with our new holiday nut box, which is absolutely delicious. We have that here. And there's some chocolate in it. So it has our chocolate bridge mix. So if you like chocolate covered nuts and malt balls.
And all of this, or most of it, can be purchased on Amazon and on sugar-plum.com. I will, for those listening, if anyone is interested in buying any of these, I will post the links to be able to purchase these products on my website, by the way.
And we will offer on the Stacks discount as well.
Yeah, all right.
So look forward to that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after.
onthestacks.com.
Yeah, we'll have use code on the Stacks for free everything from Neil.
Use code Billy Stack.
There you go. So what about, you mentioned before you came in today, you mentioned something about an advent calendar?
Yes.
What's up with that?
We have our new advent calendar. It's to count the 25 days to Christmas. And it comes with 6 holiday recipes to bake cookies with your kids or by yourself. Honestly, the recipes are so amazing. My favorite is the stained glass cookie. They are so beautiful just to look at. I wouldn't even want to eat them. They're so pretty. But there's also like a salted caramel sea salt thumbprint cookie and a few other secrets I'll leave to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're also launching, because we are 25 years this year, we have it's our commemorative ornaments that come. It's our ornament confection collection. So it comes with 6 themed sugar plum ornaments, and they open up and there's treats in each ornament. And there's enough treats for everybody.
What kind of treats? Can you tell me?
Oh, from like chocolate truffles to holiday candy to chocolate covered sandwich cookies, which are one of my favorites. That's why I put them in there. And our peppermint snowflakes. It's a dark and white chocolate, like a peppermint bark, but in the shape of a snowflake. They're really pretty.
And how can people buy these?
So these are available on Sugar Plum Chocolates as well. They will be launched as of mid-November.
Yeah. And by the way, it's not sugarplum.com. It's sugar-plum.com. And if you go to sugarplum.com, which I never did until today.
And it's like a children's clothing.
No, it's like a hair removal company.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, I swear to God.
That's
I'm not
crazy.
even kidding you. I went to it today.
Yeah, it's sugar-plum.com.
Because I was curious. Not that I went to it by accident.
You can go to Sugar Plum Chocolate or Sugar Plum Chocolates and you'll get there.
Yeah.
But that's really long.
Yeah, so don't go to sugarplum.com because it's like a hair removal.
Like chocolate hair removal.
Yeah, sounds weird. Anyway. So you also do corporate gifting. I mean, that's coming up too, holidays.
Huge. Yeah, that's a big thing. We like to make our clients look well. So we do some beautiful custom labels, custom wrappers for the chocolate bars, and we can design it for you and put that into the package. And so we could do chocolate nuts and spices. You could do the cheese box, and we ship all over the world. So you send us your list and we get you happy feedback from customers that come back.
So you have this 25-year-old business here in northeastern Pennsylvania. What does it mean to you to have a business like this, a family business? What is it like having this business in this area and working with your mom?
It's really awesome to work with my mother. I think to myself every day, what would I do if she wasn't here? And I count my blessings that I have her to help me every day. Because every day is a new episode in our place. I hear new stories and new things happening on a daily basis. And it's great to have that person that you can trust to look upon and help you through the daily chaos.
Yeah.
And she's always smiling and doesn't let the drama get to her.
What would you say is your favorite thing about NEPA?
About NEPA, it's a great place to grow up. It was nice having Kirby Park to go to. And also, if I wanted to go skiing or climbing or hiking nearby, it's very accessible. It's a beautiful place to be because also it's so accessible to New York City and accessible to Philadelphia and the beach. It's just a great place. And we have a wonderful airport too.
Yeah.
So it's easy to escape.
Yeah. Plus with all your traveling.
Plus, absolutely. But it's a really nice area.
Yeah.
And we need to appreciate it and preserve it.
What are some resources that maybe kind of helped you along the way, in your career? Is there anything that comes to mind in particular?
Resources. A group called Power was really great. It's always nice to go and have smiling faces, but you get to network and meet people at the group, and there's people that you could find that if you need help, you could throw them a bone and they answer back with different questions and stuff like that.
Yeah. And by the way, that's where we met for those listening.
It was 2013, I believe.
I think it was.
My God, time flies.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Wow. Yeah.
It was at the Arena Bar and Grill. I remember.
Mhm.
That's where we met.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
yeah,
Time flies.
Time does fly.
Tell me a little bit more about like the knowledge that you've gained of
knowledge
chocolate and food and
so a lot of it came from my background working in New York City from early 2000 to late 2000s. I was a personal shopper at Saks Fifth Avenue, and then I walked in there, and they're like, "So where would you like to work? You have a restaurant background." I said, "I would like to work in the home furnishings." They were like, "You sure about that?" I was like, "I could sell anything." Oh boy, were they in for a run. So they hired me, and I started like my own little personal shopping business. I mean, I was selling from wedding dresses I sold anything that wasn't stapled down to the wall there, from cosmetics to handbags to men's suits, whatever people needed. I was their go-to, and it was a really good time. I was sent to France. I traveled a lot of places working there. And then I was taken to Bergdorf Goodman, which is up the street, which is really hoity-toity. I enjoyed my time there, but I miss Saks. So I went back to Saks Fifth Avenue. And then after that was like the crash of 2008. And I was there till about 2010 working in that realm. And then I started dabbling back into the wholesale with Sugar Plum. And around 2013 is when I came back and really put the gears to the metal and started going after where we are today.
Yeah. So what did you learn from those experiences in New York City?
It was just great to be able to work with other people's money.
Now the truth comes out.
No, I'm kidding. So
tell me the real story.
Oh, there's so many.
All right, give me a good one.
Oh boy. One time I was working and this woman comes up to me and she's fighting with the guy on the other end of the line. I never really told anybody this story, but
this is a first right here?
Yeah, I guess I can tell you.
All right, tell it.
So she's fighting on the other end of the line and she's like pointing at different things that she wants. And I'm like, she goes to me, "Can you have these delivered to my place?" I'm like, "Sure." She's like, "Do you by chance, can you help me do some interior decorating in my place?" I said, "I guess I can help you with that. It's not a problem." I go, "Last name, first name?" And she goes, I didn't know who she was. I'm not good with faces. I'm not like, so who was she fighting on the other end of the line? It was Antonio Banderas she was yelling at.
Oh my God.
It was just.
What was it about? What were they?
I have no idea. Wasn't even paying attention. But I was like, God, I know. Then when she said her name, I was like, oh, Working Woman. I remember that movie. And it was her. It wound up to be her, and we became friends. And I did a lot of work, and she'd invite me over to her place. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was really cool. So you meet a lot of famous people in working in that type of position, and we're just all people.
Yeah.
They always treated me human. The nice part about it. You know what? If somebody wasn't to treat me nicely, I wouldn't work with them. Mm-hmm. And I always learned from my parents to treat everybody equally and listen to people and don't judge people.
I think that answered my next question. I was going to say, like,
really?
Besides business, what, what's the most important thing you learned in life? But you already answered it.
Yeah. I mean, always have respect for everybody and it will come back to you.
I agree.
So, are you going to ask me one of my favorite books to read? I'll just...
You want... Yeah. Well, yeah.
I can't wait to see, because I'm curious if you read this book.
Okay.
So, the author is Paulo Coelho. Have you heard of Paulo Coelho?
Nope.
Really? Billy,
oh my God.
I'm shocked. Okay.
Right. So tell me about it.
instead of watching sports, I want you to read this book.
I don't watch a whole lot of sports.
Oh, please.
I watch Penn State football, and that's
actually,
it.
I enjoy watching Penn State football, but the only time I enjoy it is watching it with Billy. It's a good time.
Thanks.
And Jess. So the book is called, it's written by Paulo Coelho. He's a Spanish author. So it is truly, truly amazing. It's called that. I almost said it in Spanish. It's called The Alchemist.
Okay.
It's Alchemista in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, it has no storyline except about life and following your destiny. And it's truly positive and something amazing to read. Read it and then follow up with me.
All right.
It's
And maybe our listeners will. Maybe I'll post a link to it to buy it.
Absolutely. I would definitely post a link to that.
Yeah.
To The Alchemist. It's just, it's really.
And I didn't know I was supposed to ask you that question.
Yeah. It's okay. I asked it myself.
Yeah. Well,
and you got an answer.
That works.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really an awesome book. And the cool thing about it is it's not like reading the Odyssey or the Iliad where it's thousands of pages. It's only like 150 pages. So it's a quick read.
So I can read it then.
Absolutely.
Does that big words?
Because you have such a short attention span.
I do. I'm surprised I'm even still here right now.
I know.
You know?
It's amazing.
Does that have big words though?
No.
Okay, good.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. So I can read it?
Yes.
Just got like the words like the and
yeah, you'll
people.
Be fine.
And
I remember I was in 7th grade and I made it to the spelling bee. A dyslexic kid who made it to the spelling bee. And what word did I strike out on this dainty? I'll never forget it to this day.
Dainty, huh?
Deinty. I think that's, or is it Dain?
Oh, see, still dainty.
I'm like, it's like
dainty. I gotta Google this right now. I don't even know.
I know, right?
Dainty.
What would you do without Google?
Dainty. Oh, I spelled it right. Yeah. How'd you spell it?
Deinty.
Nope.
Daninty.
Okay. Dainty. Dainty.
Ty. Okay.
Dainty.
Yeah.
So you struck out on that.
I struck out on dainty.
And you struck out again on the Stacks podcast.
So
that's all right.
You know what? I didn't let it take my life away by striking out. I always go to the end till I hit my home run.
Yeah. It's okay to screw up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I recommend the best way to get anywhere in life is to screw up and stand up and put your chin taller and just keep going.
Yeah. I like that theory. You know, because I think when you fail, I think you figure out like, okay, well, maybe I didn't even want to do that.
Absolutely.
And then you do something else.
Absolutely. It's just how you find yourself.
And kind of like you said, going back to the zombie bunny
chocolate bar.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that came about because of a screw up.
Absolutely. It wasn't going to just take it 200 pounds and throw it out in the trash. It's a heck of a lot of chocolate.
Yeah. Well, next time you screw up 200 pounds, you know where I live.
Here.
Yeah. You know where the podcast studio is. So bring it over. Yeah. But so speaking of podcasts, what's your favorite podcast?
What is my favorite podcast? Some podcast out of NEPA. It's called On the Stack.
Did you just say NEPA?
Yeah, NEPA.
What?
NEPA.
No.
NEPA.
You really say NEPA? It's no.
NEPA.
No, it's
NEPA.
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 Did you do that on purpose?
Yes.
Because you've heard the other podcasts?
Yeah, I did that on
You know who else calls it NEPA?
Who?
Josh Cadle.
Oh, Josh Cadle.
Yeah.
The pizza guy.
Pizza's Pocket Square.
Pocket Square. I was there for that fun.
Yeah. Josh one time and he's probably going to kill me for this, he put a piece of pizza in his pocket. But
So
like in the shirt pocket, so it was like a pocket square, but a pizza square.
Pizza
there it is.
Square.
Now it's out. The world knows.
Now it's out. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, all right. Enough about the pizza squares. And
I love to laugh. It's always good.
Yeah.
It really is.
So you scolded me for not asking you what your favorite book was. So my next question then is there anything else that I didn't ask you that I should have asked you? Or I don't know.
We should ask more questions. What's your favorite color, Billy?
Wait, I thought I was the host.
Oh, you are.
Oh, you're asking questions now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My favorite color is blue.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Well, my socks are my favorite colors. Purple for Sugar Plum.
Mm-hmm.
Blue is my favorite color, and it's the eye color of my eyes.
It is. I see that.
And chocolate brown for chocolate.
Oh, look at that. What do you know? Go figure.
Go figure. That was like a Denny Corby magic trick.
Yeah, you like totally tricked me. You tricked me into thinking that this was your podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We covered everything Sugar Plum Chocolate related.
No, there's always more stuff to cover. So basically, we do have a wonderful blog if you like recipes. This month's recipe is using our bourbon maple pecans, which you do have here. They're so amazing.
Yeah.
So Fran, my mother, made a pumpkin loaf, and she added our bourbon maple pecans and some of our organic dark chocolate into it, and made a pumpkin pecan chocolate loaf. It was so amazing.
And the recipe's on your website?
Yeah, the recipe is on sugar-plum.com in our blog, but you could go back. There's all sorts.
I was going to say, what else?
There's all sorts of great recipes using our ingredients and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Cool.
It's really awesome. So be on the lookout for new Sugar Plum stuff in 2021. There's all these exciting new things.
You guys are always doing something
on
different.
The forefront. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I like.
Innovate.
You're like
Absolutely.
a big innovator.
Absolutely.
Chief Innovative Officer.
Chief Innovation Officer.
Can't speak her after all these SBC
I
beers.
can't.
Jeez, don't fall off that stool.
Now we need a chocolate.
You have to go clean up. By the way, you have to go clean up all that popcorn.
Oh
before
boy,
you leave.
that was a lot of fun. Throwing popcorn at Billy.
Because Neil, because Sugar Plum, they do the chocolate covered popcorn. Neil brought about 1,000 gallons of popcorn here in this giant garbage bag. Sounds really bad. It really wasn't a garbage bag.
It was a food grade bag.
Sorry. Thank you.
It's a food grade bag.
Yeah, disclosure. It was a food grade bag. Thank you for the correction there. So Neil brought about 1,000 pounds of popcorn, and he made us throw it in the photos that I'm sure everyone has probably seen by now. And Neil, by the way, cleaned it all up himself. So
absolutely,
thank you for.
You're so welcome.
We're going to clean that up right after this. And what's going on over there?
So, what do you think about following the universe?
Huh?
Following the universe.
What are you talking about?
It's
who are you texting?
Always follow the universe.
Who are you texting?
For your dreams. No, I'm talking about if there's any young listeners out there.
Okay.
You could tell I'm ADD. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, so Neil was just texting somebody, by the way.
No, I wasn't texting anybody.
Yeah, okay. He had his phone in his hand. He was definitely texting. He was ignoring me. I thought we had to pause.
No, never.
All right.
So just one thing is to always follow your dreams and follow the universe. And it will take you to where your destiny is.
Where's your destiny?
My destiny is chocolate on Dilly Street in 44th, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
18704.
Nice.
Thank you for listening to On the Stacks podcast.
Well, I guess maybe we'll end it there then. Neil did my outro for me. That was very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And how can our listeners connect with Sugar Plum on social media?
They can go to facebook.com/Sugar Plum Chocolates or Instagram.com/Sugar Plum Chocolates or at sugar-plum.com or on Amazon, Sugar Plum Chocolates.
And I will post the links to all of these on my website, onthestacks.com as well, in case anyone forgets or in case anybody accidentally goes to sugarplum.com, which is weird hair removal. Don't go there.
And we will put the coupon code on.
Okay, but actually go there. Go there, check out the weird hair removal, but then go to sugar-plum.com after. And yes, Neil and I are going to get together after this podcast, and he's going to come up with a 95% off coupon for all of our listeners, which is very generous of him. Thank you, Neil, for doing that. That's fantastic.
So welcome.
Yeah, all right. Okay, just kidding. It might not be 95%, but I'm sure he'll do something nice. So that does it. On the Stacks podcast, Neil Edley, Sugar Plum Chocolates. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Bill.
If you'd like to learn more about the On the Stacks podcast, be sure to search the hashtag On the Stacks on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. We'll catch you next time on The Stacks.